Here's a story about Noddy and his friends in Toyland. It's called Noddy Goes to the Fair. One very windy morning, Noddy went to get his car out of its garage. As soon as he came out of his little front door, the wind pounced on him. Whoosh! "Don't do that, wind," said Noddy. "You nearly blew off my hat. Listen how loudly you're making my bell ring." "Whoosh!" said the wind again. But Noddy was holding his hat tightly this time. Jingle jangle went his little bell. Noddy opened his garage doors. The wind said whoosh again and blew them shut. Bang! "Pop, pop," said the little car inside in surprise. "Oh, please behave yourself, wind," said Noddy crossly. "You nearly trapped my fingers then. Oh, my goodness me, now here comes the Bumpy dog." "Ruff, ruff," said Bumpy, and was just going to jump up at little Noddy when the wind blew hard again. The Bumpy dog's ears were blown backwards, and he looked very peculiar indeed. He was so surprised to find what his ears were doing that he didn't even give Noddy a lick. "You do look funny, Bumpy," said Noddy. "You be careful the wind doesn't blow your ears right off. Now go away, please. I'm just going out in my car." Noddy jumped into the little driving seat, and then, just as he was driving off, the Bumpy dog jumped in beside him. "Get out, Bumpy," said Noddy, very cross. And then, oh dear, the wind came down again and blew Noddy's hat right off. Away it went down the road at top speed. "Oh, my hat! My dear little hat! It'll get lost!" cried Noddy, and drove after it very fast indeed. The hat rolled round a corner, and Noddy swung his car round after it, and almost knocked over Mr. Plod, the policeman. "Stop there, Noddy! Noddy, stop! You're going too fast!" shouted Mr. Plod. "Stop! Oh, you bad little fellow! You needn't stop! Just wait till I catch you!" "Sorry, Mr. Plod! I'm after my hat!" yelled Noddy, and went even faster. He sang loudly as he went. "Oh, wind, you are blowing my hat in the air. Away it is going, but you don't care. It's rolling and racing and bumping along, and here I go chasing and singing a song." The jingly hat went on and suddenly jumped right over a hedge into a field. "Look at that now. The wind has blown my hat into Mr. Jumbo's field, and he keeps a goat there. It's a horrid goat, Bumpy. It tries to butt people and toss them over the hedge. Oh, what shall I do?" Bumpy dog gave Noddy's ear a quick lick and leapt out of the car. He squeezed through the hedge and into the field. "Look out, Bumpy! The goat is coming for you! Look out!" yelled Noddy. "Oh, I hope he won't eat my hat." The Bumpy dog pounced on Noddy's hat just as the goat ran up. He growled, and the goat stopped in fright. Then he put down his head and ran at Bumpy, meaning to butt him high in the air. But Bumpy dog was squeezing through the hedge once more, holding Noddy's hat in his mouth. He ran to the car, leapt in, and dropped the hat on Noddy's knee. "Oh, Bumpy, I never knew you could be so kind and brave," said Noddy, and gave him a hug. Bumpy was so delighted that he licked Noddy's face all over, and Noddy had to get out his hanky. "Well, Bumpy, as you've been so kind, you can ride in my car this morning," said Noddy. "And if I have any passengers, you can sit at the back." Bumpy dog was very proud indeed. Goodness, to think he could ride in Noddy's car all the morning. Whatever would the other dogs say? He sat proudly beside Noddy, his ears blowing back in the wind. Then Noddy saw Miss Fluffy Cat waving her umbrella at him. He stopped, and Bumpy jumped to the back of the car. Miss Fluffy Cat squeezed in, surprised to see Bumpy. He was pleased to see her, and lovingly licked the back of her neck. "Now, if you do that again, Bumpy, I'll smack you with my umbrella," said Miss Fluffy Cat, looking so fierce that Bumpy almost jumped out of the car, but it was going too fast. Then she turned to speak to little Noddy. "Now, Noddy, did you know that a fair is being held in Farmer Straw's field today?" she said. "You ought to go. You'd enjoy it." "What's a fair?" asked Noddy. "Oh, well, It's great fun, said Miss Fluffy Cat. There'll be roundabouts to ride on, and swings, and coconut shies, and donkey rides, and lots of exciting things. You go, Noddy. It will be a treat for you. Oh, I think I will, said Noddy. Oh, do you get out here, Miss Fluffy Cat? That'll be 6pence, please. There's a big poster about the fair just round the corner, Noddy, said Miss Fluffy Cat as she paid Noddy. A lovely coloured picture showing you all the things that go on at the fair. You go and read it. Away she went, and Noddy hopped out of his car to go and see the brightly coloured picture of the fair. I'm only going round the corner, Bumpy Dog, he said. Stay here and look after my car for me. He was soon round the corner, staring at the big coloured poster. Ooh, so that's what a roundabout is like, he said. You get on it, and it goes round and round and round. And look at those coconuts standing up ready to be hit. I'm sure I could knock one down. And wouldn't I like to go on a swing? Oh, I really must ride on one of those dear little donkeys. Yes, I'll go to the fair, and I'll take Tessie Bear too. He ran back to the car, and oh, what a shock he had. Mr. Plod, the policeman, was standing there, his notebook in his hand, looking very angry indeed. Ha, 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 ha. Hello, Mr. Plod, said Noddy. What's the matter? You do look cross. And, where's the Bumpy Dog? I left him in charge of my car.
Well, he's not here now, said Mr. Plod. And I'm afraid you're going to get into trouble, Noddy, for leaving an empty car on a dangerous corner.
But I didn't leave it empty, said Noddy. I tell you, I left Bumpy in it. He must have jumped out in fright when he saw you coming.
You must drive your car to the police station, said Mr. Plod sternly. I shall lock it up for a week.
Oh no, said Noddy. I want to go to the fair. I want to take Tessie Bear. I shan't let you lock up my car, Mr. Plod.
Mr. Plod took firm hold of the steering wheel. Noddy, do what I tell you.
And then, dear me, the wind suddenly swept down on Noddy and Mr. Plod, and away went Mr. Plod's big helmet, bowling merrily along the road. Noddy held on to his own hat and just managed to save it from being blown off too.
Ow! My helmet's gone, shouted Mr. Plod. I shall catch a terrible cold. Come back, helmet.
But the helmet took no notice. It was having a lovely time, bumping and bouncing and rolling along. Aha, this was better than sitting still on Mr. Plod's head. Mr. Plod ran after it at once. Noddy thought he would drive off while he had a chance. I won't have my dear little car locked up for a week, he said, and I will go to the fair. Bother, Mr. Plod. So away he drove and went all the way to Tessie Bear's. She was helping her Uncle Bear to weed the front garden, and she was very pleased to see Noddy. Isn't it windy? She said. I'm surprised your hat doesn't blow off, Noddy. It did, said Noddy, and so did Mr. Plod's helmet. Oh, Tessie, did you know there was a fair on in Farmer Straw's field, roundabouts and swings and, ooh, are you going? Said Tessie. Yes, and so are you, said Noddy. I'll take you in my little car. We'll have such fun. I'll just go off for a while to see if I can earn some more money with my car, and I'll come back at 2 o'clock. I'll have to be careful not to let Mr. Plod see me anywhere, though. Goodbye for now, Tessie. Away he went, pop, keeping a good lookout in case he saw Mr. Plod. Goodness, there he was, at the bottom of the street, still without his helmet. How angry he must be. Little Noddy was lucky that morning. He picked up so many passengers. He took Mr. Wobbly Man home with all his shopping. He gave Mrs. Tubby Bear a lift to the station. He met Mrs. Noah, and she was very glad to pay Noddy for taking her back to the Ark because she had so much in her 2 baskets. Oh, those Ark animals, they eat and they eat, she said, sitting down in Noddy's car. I'm always shopping for them. Noddy looked into his little purse at the end of the morning. Goodness, what a lot of money. Now he would be able to take Tessie Bear on the roundabouts and swings and everything. He could buy her some toffee. He would ride on a donkey. He could knock down coconuts and perhaps take one home. How lovely. Oh, dear, I do feel hungry, said Noddy as he drove home. I think I've an egg in my larder. I'll boil it for my dinner. But, oh, dear, when he drove down the road to his little house for one, he saw someone standing at his gate. Someone big, someone fat, someone wearing a helmet, someone with a notebook and pencil in his hand and a very big frown on his face. "Mr. Plod! It's Mr. Plod," thought poor Noddy. "He's waiting for me to come home so that he can take my poor little car and lock it up. Oh, dear, whatever shall I do?" Poor Noddy. He didn't dare drive up to his house and pop indoors to boil himself an egg. Mr. Plod would be sure to make him drive his little car to the police station, and then it would be locked up all alone for a whole week. So Noddy turned the car round quickly in the road and went the other way. Mr. Plod saw him and was very cross. "Noddy, Noddy, come back here. I've been waiting hours for you," he shouted. "I want your car." But Noddy didn't go back. He swung round the corner at top speed. The little car began to hum very sadly as it purred along. "Oh, dear little Noddy, let's run right away and not go back home till the end of the day." "Dear me, car, you do sound scared," said Noddy. "Cheer up." And he sang a little song too. "Cheer up, little car, and don't sound so sad. You shan't be locked up, you haven't been bad." After that, the car felt happier and took Noddy quickly to the shops. "I want to buy myself a sandwich, little car," said Noddy. "I simply daren't go home while Mr. Plod is standing outside. We leave him there all day and go and call for Tessie and go to the fair." Noddy bought a ham sandwich and took the little car to the garage for some petrol. It was thirsty, so it was very pleased. "There you are, Noddy," said kind Mr. Golly, who owned the garage. "How nice and clean your car is. You do look after it very, very well." Noddy sat in the car and ate his sandwich, and then drove up to Tessie Bear's. She was waiting at the gate for him, looking very sweet in a blue skirt and a blue hat with pink daisies round it. "Oh, I do like your new hat, Tessie," said Noddy. "Get into the car. I feel as if I know a hat song when I look at you." And he did. Listen to him. "Oh, little Tessie Bear has such a pretty bonnet. It looks just like a garden with daisies growing on it." "Oh, Noddy, I wish I could think of songs like that," said Tessie. "One day I'll think one up about you. Oh, I'm so excited to be going to the fair. I've never been to one in my life." "Nor have I," said Noddy. "Oh, look, we're almost at Mr. Straw's field. Can you hear the music?" "Yes, I can. It's the roundabout music," said Tessie. "Oh, quick, let's go in at the gate. I'm longing to ride on the roundabout." "Tessie, we'll have to keep a lookout for Mr. Plod," said Noddy, suddenly remembering that the big policeman was looking for him and his little car. "Oh, why?" asked Tessie. "Have you been doing anything naughty?" No, said Noddy. "I just popped out of my car to go and look at the picture of the fair, and I left Bumpy Dog in charge of it. But Mr. Plod came along, and Bumpy was scared and ran away. And now Mr. Plod wants to take my car and lock it up for a week because it was left empty on a corner. The last time I saw him, he was waiting for me outside my little house." "Oh, dear," said Tessie, looking all round to see if Mr. Plod was anywhere about. "He doesn't know you're going to the fair, does he?" "Well, I believe I did say something about it," said Noddy. "We'll just have to keep a good lookout for him. Now, here we are at the field gate. I'll just pay to go in, and then I'll park my car with the others over in that corner." In they went. Oh, what a lively place the fair was. Noddy stood looking, clutching at his blue hat as the wind swept down on him. "Be careful of your new bonnet, Tessie," he said. "There's such a wind today. Oh, look at those dear little donkeys waiting to give people rides, and just see the roundabout going round and round and round. Oh, whatever shall we do first?" "I'd like a ride on the roundabout, please," said Tessie. "You're sure you've enough money for us both, Noddy?" "Heaps," said Noddy, and opened his purse to show her. "Come along, Tessie, the roundabout's just stopping." It was such a lovely roundabout, set with fluttering flags all round the top, and oh, what a lot of different things there were to ride. There was a grand horse that went up and down as well as round and round. There was an elephant who waved his trunk. There was a lion with a great mane, and a tiger with a long tail. Good gracious, you could ride almost any animal you liked on that fine roundabout. What would you like to ride on, Tessie? Said Noddy. The elephant?
Oh, no, something small, please,
said Tessie.
I'm not used to riding elephants. What about that kind-looking dog?
Right, said Noddy, and helped Tessie up onto the roundabout platform. Tessie sat on the dog. She was just the right size for it. Noddy chose a giraffe. It had such a nice long neck for him to hold. How grand he felt. 2 teddy bears climbed on horses, and 2 little dolls chose a cat and a lion. Miss Monkey chose the elephant and sat on his head. She felt very grand. The music began, and the roundabout started to go round, slowly at first, and then faster and faster. How everyone laughed and shouted. I never knew it was such fun to ride on a roundabout, shouted Noddy. I do wish I had one in my garden at home. Listen to my roundabout song, Tessie. Round and round the roundabout goes, singing a wonderful song. What will you ride, a horse or a bear, or an elephant big and strong? First it's slow as it starts to turn, but soon it's spinning so fast that we hold on tightly and laugh to see everything flying past. And now it is slowing down again. It's come at last to a stop. We're feeling giddy, so let's take hands as down to the ground we hop. The roundabout slowed down as Noddy sang and came to a stop. Noddy was sorry. Oh, dear, I could go on and on forever, he said, and he jumped down to the ground. Ooh, goodness me, how giddy I feel.
So do I,
said Tessie.
I feel as if I'm still going round and round. Oh, bother, here's the bumpy dog.
Yes, there he was, scampering about all over the place, looking for Tessie and Noddy. Ah, there they were. He galloped up, his big tail wagging, and leapt on them both, licking them lovingly with his tongue. Bump! Bump! Down they both went.
Oh, go home, Bumpy, go home.
Bumpy Dog wouldn't go home, of course. He meant to enjoy the fair, too. He wanted to go on the roundabout, but Noddy wouldn't let him. You feel too giddy, he said. Bumpy Dog took no notice, but leapt onto the roundabout just as it started again. Oh, dear, he didn't like it at all. He soon jumped off, but he felt so giddy that he went round and round on the grass, his nose touching his tail. Everyone laughed at him. Look at the roundabout, Dog, said Mr. Tubby Bear. Can I have a ride on you, Bumpy? Whoosh! The wind suddenly blew again, and everyone clutched at their hats. Tessie Bear's blew off, and she gave a little scream.
Oh, my best hat. Oh, dear.
But look who's after it. The Bumpy Dog. He had stopped feeling giddy and went after Tessie's hat. Ah, he's caught it. Now he's bringing it back to Tessie. How pleased she is.
Oh, here's a penny for you, she said to Bumpy. Go and buy yourself a big bun.
Well, that seemed a very, very good idea to Bumpy, who was always hungry. But one bun didn't last very long. One bite and a gulp, and it was gone. It was a very nice bun, and Bumpy longed for another.
Oh, you'd better chase some more hats,
said the bun seller.
A penny a hat, a penny a bun, eh?
And so Bumpy Dog became very busy indeed whenever the wind blew. He chased hats all over the field and earned a penny a time. What a lot of buns he bought.
How fat you look, Bumpy, said Tessie. For goodness sake, don't buy any more buns. Come on, Noddy, let's have a swing now.
Off they went, and Noddy paid a penny each. Oh, what lovely swings, and how high Noddy went. When Noddy was swinging high, he looked down at the fairground and saw all the people there. What a lot there were!
I can see Mr. Monkey and Sally Skittle and all her children and the wobbly man and good gracious me, who's that coming in at the gate? Surely it isn't Mr. Plod. Noddy was so worried that he almost fell off his swing. He yelled to Tessie Bear, who was on the next swing. "Tessie, is that Mr. Plod down there?" "Oh, dear, yes, it is," shouted back Tessie. "Oh, Noddy, don't let's get off our swings. He's sure to catch you and take your car away." "But we can't swing all the afternoon," said Noddy. Oh, look! The wind's blown his helmet off. It's rolling all among the crowds." "Bumpy Dog's after it," cried Tessie, still swinging up and down. "Look, it's rolling over to the little donkeys. Mr. Plod can't see it. There, Bumpy's caught the helmet. Oh, but Noddy, he's not taking it back to Mr. Plod. What's he going to do with it?" "Goodness knows," said Noddy. "Where's he gone? I can't see him any more. Oh, dear, Mr. Plod will be crosser than ever now." "We'll have to keep out of his way," said Tessie. "He's coming over here. Let's get off our swings and go somewhere else, Noddy." So they slowed down the swings, jumped off, and rushed away before Mr. Plod could see them. They could hear his loud voice, though.
"Where's my helmet? Who's seen my helmet?"
Tessie giggled. "Oh, dear, Mr. Plod looks so funny without his helmet, Noddy. He won't see your car over there with the others, will he?" "Good gracious, I hope not," said poor Noddy, feeling very worried. "Tessie, let's go into that crowd of people over there. I daren't let Mr. Plod see me." So they ran to where a great many people were watching the little donkeys giving the children rides. And will you believe it? One dear little donkey suddenly left its master and came galloping over to Noddy. It tossed its head and brayed. "Ee-aw, ee-aw." "Oh, Tessie, it's the old saucepan man's donkey," said Noddy. "It's Eeyore. Don't you remember how he carried parcels and shopping for me when my little car was broken? Oh, Eeyore, I'm so pleased to see you. Where's old Saucepan?" "Ah, here he is, wearing a saucepan for a hat as usual, and look who's with him. Big Ears."
"Why, Noddy!
"Ha! I didn't know you were coming to the fair," said Big Ears, giving Noddy a hug. "Hello, little Tessie. I do like your new bonnet. Shake hands with the old saucepan man." Saucepan shook hands with Tessie and Noddy.
"Like a ride on my donkey?"
he said. "Oh, yes," said Noddy, and put his hand into his pocket to take out 2 sixpences. But there was no money there. "Oh, I've lost all my money," he said sadly. "There's a hole in my pocket. Oh, dear, it must all have dropped out when we were swinging. I'll go and look for it." But though he and Tessie hunted everywhere, they couldn't find any of Noddy's money. Somebody must have picked it up. They went sadly back to the saucepan man. "We've lost our money," said Noddy, shouting at him because he was so deaf. The kettles and pans that he carried to sell made such a clinky-clanky noise that he could hardly ever hear anyone speak. Eeyore, the little donkey, rubbed his nose against Noddy and snuffled gently in his ear.
He's telling you that he loves you and wants you to have a ride for nothing,"
said Saucepan.
"Get on his back. He'll carry you both. He's very strong."
So they had a ride for nothing. "Be careful, Eeyore," said Noddy. "Don't go that way. Mr. Plod might see us on your back. Ah, he's going the other way. Good." They did have a lovely ride. When it was over, Noddy thanked Eeyore and said, "Big Ears, tell Saucepan we did enjoy it. I'm going to find Bumpy Dog now and ask him to give me some of the money he's getting for catching people's hats. He must be glad it's such a windy day. Hey, Bumpy Dog, Bumpy, I want you." Bumpy rushed up and ran round and round Noddy and Tessie till they both felt giddy. "Bumpy, please give me some of your pennies. I've lost mine," said Noddy. "Where do you keep them?" Bumpy Dog opened his mouth and out fell a heap of pennies. Tessie gave a little scream. "Ooh, fancy keeping them in your mouth, Bumpy. No wonder we haven't heard you barking lately. You were afraid of losing them." "He hasn't a purse, you see," said Noddy, picking up the pennies. "Thank you, Bumpy.
You go and earn some more pennies, and don't buy any more buns. You are much too fat now." Bumpy leapt up and licked Noddy's face. "Don't!" said Noddy. "For goodness sake, put some more pennies into your mouth. Then you won't want to lick people. Quick, look, there's Mrs. Skittles' hat blowing away in the wind." Off galloped Bumpy in delight. What a lovely windy afternoon. Tessie and Noddy watched him. "What do you suppose Bumpy did with Mr. Plod's helmet when he caught it?" said Noddy. "Mr. Plod still isn't wearing it. His head must be feeling rather cold without it." "Oh, look, look, what's the matter with the Skittle family?" said Tessie. "The little Skittle children are crying. Let's go and ask them why." So off they went to the little Skittles. "What's the matter?" said Noddy.
"We've spent all our money already,"
said one little Skittle.
"You see, there are so many of us that even 12 pennies doesn't pay for much. So we've been told to go home."
"Oh, dear, I've lost all my money, or I'd give you some," said Noddy. "I've only some pennies that Bumpy Dog gave me." And then suddenly Tessie had a very, very good idea. She whispered into Noddy's ear, and he nodded and smiled, making his bell jingle loudly. "Listen," he said to the little Skittle children. "This is what Tessie said. Why don't you set yourselves up in a row and charge a penny a time for people to throw a ball at you and knock you down? You love being knocked over because you're Skittles." What an excitement! The Skittles jumped up and down in joy and ran to tell their mother. Bumpy had just given her back her hat, but he wouldn't charge her a penny because she had so many children. "I'll borrow a ball," said Mrs. Skittle, and ran to ask a little teddy bear if he would lend her his. Then Noddy stood by the Skittles, jingled his bell loudly, and shouted, "Knock a Skittle down with a ball! 3 throws for a penny! Walk up, walk up!" And now look at all the people round the Skittles trying to knock them over with a ball. Down goes one, and another. How they love it! "You'll soon have enough pennies to go on the roundabout," said Noddy, and off he went with Tessie, very pleased. "Tessie, let's go and throw some balls ourselves at the coconut shy over there," said Noddy. "We might win a big coconut to take home. I like coconut, don't you?" So off they went, Noddy jingling the pennies in his pocket. They came to the coconut shy, and there were the coconuts, each balanced on its little stand. Big wooden balls were in a nearby basket so that people might throw them at the coconuts to see if they could knock one over and take it home. Noddy and Tessie stared at the coconuts and had such a surprise. One of them, a very big one, was wearing a helmet. A big blue helmet. "Tessie, look! That big coconut is wearing Mr. Plod's helmet," said Noddy. "And oh, Tessie, someone has painted Mr. Plod's face on it. It's like a big head with a helmet. It's exactly like Mr. Plod. Oh, Tessie, I simply must knock off that helmet."
"Penny, please," said the coconut shy man. "It's funny how many people want to knock off that helmet. Anyone would think they didn't like Mr. Plod."
Noddy paid 2 pennies and gave a wooden ball to Tessie and kept one himself. "Throw, Tessie," he said, and Tessie threw. She just missed Mr. Plod's helmet. Then Noddy threw, and will you believe it? He threw so well that his ball hit the helmeted coconut with a thud, and down it went, helmet and all. "Oh, may I have that coconut, please, with Mr. Plod's face on?" begged Noddy. "And the helmet, too."
"Oh, no, I can't spare that coconut face and helmet," said the man. "They're making so much money for me. I just hope Mr. Plod will come along and have a throw, too."
"Oh, wouldn't he be angry?" said Tessie. "Isn't Noddy going to have a coconut, please?"
"Oh, yes, here's a beauty,"
said the man, and gave Noddy a fine coconut. He was very pleased. Away went Noddy and Tessie again. They met Big Ears at the toffee shop and bought some lovely toffee. Bumpy ran up and begged for some, but oh dear, when he chewed it, his teeth stuck together and he couldn't open his mouth. "Oh, look, Bumpy can't bark or lick us," said Noddy, pleased. "He'll have to behave himself for a little while. Cheer up, Bumpy Dog. The toffee won't last forever."
Noddy, I've some bad news for you,"
said Big Ears, coming up. "Oh dear, what is it? I hope my little car is all right," said Noddy in a fright.
Well, no, it isn't, said Big Ears. Mr. Plod suddenly spotted it among all the other cars parked in that corner of the field, and he's taken off your steering wheel so that you can't drive your car away. He's going to have it taken to prison for a week.
Ah, he's not. He shan't, shouted Noddy in a rage. How dare Mr. Plod take off my steering wheel? How dare he? I'll get his helmet and stamp on it. I'll pull off all his buttons. I'll...
No, Noddy, you won't, said Big Ears. You'd go to prison too, if you were as silly as that.
Where is Mr. Plod? Shouted Noddy in a great temper. I'll snatch my driving wheel away from him. Oh, what a thing to do, to take somebody's wheel like that. Where is he?
He's gone to have a ride on the roundabouts, said Big Ears. Look, there he is. He's carrying your steering wheel under his arm.
I'll get it this very minute, cried Noddy, and off he ran. But the roundabout had already started, and Mr. Plod was now climbing onto the elephant, which was just about big enough for him. He put the wheel on the elephant's neck. Nobody else is riding on the roundabout, said Noddy in surprise. Only Mr. Plod.
Yes, the roundabout man is giving him a long, free ride all to himself, said Big Ears. That's why Mr. Plod is looking so pleased. It isn't everyone that can have a roundabout all to themselves. Noddy stamped his foot. Tessie Bear had never seen him so angry before. My wheel, said Noddy. My wheel! How can I get it? I've thought of an idea. Then, before the others could stop him, he gave Big Ears his coconut to hold and ran to the roundabout man. I'll give you all the pennies I've got if you'll give Mr. Plod the longest roundabout ride anyone has ever had, he said, just for a special treat for him. He emptied his pockets of pennies, and the roundabout man stared.
Oh, well, if you want to give that policeman a treat, that's all right, he said. Look, I want to go and buy some sandwiches. I'm hungry. You let your policeman friend have as long a ride as you want him to, and turn this handle to the right when you want the roundabout to stop. See?
Yes, I see, said Noddy joyfully, and away went the roundabout man, jingling his pennies. Big Ears stared in surprise, and Tessie gave a sudden giggle. Oh, dear. Poor Mr. Plod was going to have a long, long ride, and how giddy he would feel. Oh, naughty little Noddy. Well, the roundabout went round and round and round, and its music blared out loudly. At first, Mr. Plod enjoyed himself very much, and felt very important indeed to have a roundabout all to himself. Oh, this was fine. But soon he began to feel giddy. Noddy was making the roundabout go faster and faster and faster. Poor Mr. Plod clutched the elephant's big ears and held on for all he was worth. Noddy's steering wheel fell off and lay at the elephant's feet. Thud. Mr. Plod never even noticed.
Hey, roundabout man. The roundabout's going too fast. Slow down. Slow down!
But the roundabout only went faster than ever, and Mr. Plod began to be afraid he would fall off the big elephant. Oh, why hadn't he chosen a nice little duck or a small pony? It was so difficult to sit properly on a big fat elephant that went round and round and round so very fast.
Stop! Stop this roundabout at once!
Roared Mr. Plod, and fell off the elephant, bump. He clutched to the elephant's leg and held on to it, feeling very giddy.
Noddy, are you working the roundabout? Cried Big Ears, running up. Make it slow down.
All right, but I shan't stop it, said Noddy fiercely. I'll slow it down enough for me to go on it and talk to Mr. Plod. Now don't you meddle with it, Big Ears, or you either, Tessie. Goodness, how fierce Noddy was. He slowed down the roundabout and then leapt onto it. He bent over Mr. Plod and spoke to him. Give me back my driving wheel and I'll stop the roundabout, Mr. Plod.
No,
said poor Mr. Plod, clutching the little wheel.
Oh, I do feel so giddy. If you don't stop the roundabout, I'll put you in prison and your car too.
And just then the roundabout began to slow down, and at last it stopped. Noddy was very angry. Who stopped it? He cried, and then he saw the roundabout man. He had seen his roundabout going round at top speed and had come running to see what was going on. Mr. Plod crawled off the roundabout. Everything still seemed to be going round and round. He stumbled and staggered, but he still held on to Noddy's steering wheel.
Oh, I feel like a roundabout myself, he said.
Noddy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, said Big Ears, doing a thing like that to Mr. Plod. Whatever will you think of next? I don't know. Something even worse, said Noddy. I've got to get my wheel. I can't drive my car without it. Tessie Bear suddenly went up to Mr. Plod and whispered in his ear. He was sitting on the ground, groaning, still feeling giddy. He looked up at Tessie, surprised at what she said.
What's that? He said. Ah, all right. If you do that for me, I'll give you Noddy's will.
Noddy listened in surprise. What was all this? What was Tessie Bear up to? He watched while Tessie helped up the giddy policeman and took his arm. Big Ears was most surprised too. Whatever was Tessie Bear doing?
Come with me, poor Mr. Plod,
said Tessie, and led him away. Big Ears and Noddy followed in astonishment. Across the big field they went, past the swings and the stalls, right over to the coconut shy. Gracious! He'll see his helmet on that coconut head, said Noddy in alarm. Tessie, come back! But Tessie Bear took no notice.
I'll give you back your helmet, poor Mr. Plod, she said. Your head will catch such a cold without it, but you will keep your promise and give me Noddy's wheel in exchange, won't you?
Yes, you kind little thing,
said Mr. Plod, not feeling so giddy now.
Where is it? Show it to me.
There it is,
said Tessie, and pointed to the coconut with Mr. Plod's face painted on it.
That big coconut is wearing it. Now give me Noddy's wheel, please.
Mr. Plod didn't give it to her. He was so surprised and angry to see a coconut wearing his helmet that he dropped the wheel on the ground, strode in among all the coconuts, and snatched his helmet with a great roar.
Who put my helmet on a coconut? Just tell me that, will you? Who drew my face on it?
The coconut shy man fled. So did everyone else, Noddy and Tessie too. Big Ears raced to get his bicycle. The saucepan man leapt on his donkey and galloped away. The Skittles ran for their lives, and Bumpy Dog raced off barking. Soon there was only Mr. Plod left at the fair. Everyone had gone, or was in hiding.
Where's that will?
said Mr. Plod, looking all round. But it was gone, of course. Mr. Plod put on his helmet and felt a little better. Now to deal with Noddy and his car. Noddy had raced to his car with Tessie, carrying his precious steering wheel. He fidgeted quickly into its right place and slipped into the driving seat. "Come along, Tessie," he cried. "I've still some pennies left. We'll buy some jam tarts and sugar biscuits and go to my little house for one for tea. Hurry, little car, hurry. I want to lock you safely up before Mr. Plod comes looking for you." And away they went, Bumpy Dog standing at the back, wagging his tail so hard that Tessie had to hold on to her bonnet. Noddy was so happy that he simply couldn't help singing at the top of his voice. Listen. "Oh, now we are happy as happy can be, for we're driving home for a wonderful tea. Bark, little Bumpy, smile, Tessie Bear. Oh, wasn't it fun to go to the fair?" It was, Noddy. It was. We enjoyed it too. Here's another story about Noddy and his friends in Toyland. This one's called You're a Good Friend, Noddy. Rat-tat-tat-tat. "Why, that must be the postman," said Noddy in surprise. He was just getting up, so he wrapped a big towel round himself and ran to the door, his hair all tously and his feet bare.
Letter for you, Noddy, said the postman. I think it's from Big Ears.
"Oh, yes, it's his writing, isn't it?" said Noddy, looking at the big envelope with the big writing on it. "What do you suppose he says, postman?"
Look and see,
said the postman, who was always interested in everybody's letters. So Noddy tore open the big envelope and found a large white card inside. "Oh, look, postman," he said. "Big Ears is giving a party, and he's asked me to come. It's tomorrow, a party. Are you going, postman?" "No," said the postman, looking gloomy. "It's very sad, you know. I take invitations to parties almost every day, but nobody ever asks me."
"I'll ask you to my very next one," said Noddy, nodding his head fast. "I won't forget. Postman, did you take a letter to Tessie Bear as well?"
"Yes, oh yes. And to the Tubby Bears next door, and to Miss Fluffy Cat, and to the Wobbly Man," said the postman. "That's about all. I don't really think Big Ears could get any more people into his house. And he's ordered a big cake. I know that because I took the postcard about it to the baker's yesterday."
"It must be nice to be a postman," said Noddy, "and know simply everybody."
"And it must be nice to be a taxi man like you and go everywhere," said the postman. "And on wheels, too. I go on my feet, and it's a wonder they're not worn out."
"Well, I'm really rather cold with only just a towel on," said Noddy, suddenly feeling that the postman would go on talking all the morning. "Goodbye." He went indoors, and the postman walked gloomily down the front path, thinking of all the parties he was never asked to. Noddy saw him out of the window and felt sorry again. "I really will ask him to my next party," he thought. He put Big Ear's card on his chimney-piece, where it looked rather grand. Noddy read it out aloud. "Please come to a little party at Toadstool House on Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Love from Big Ears." "I wonder why Big Ears didn't tell me about it when I saw him last week," wondered Noddy as he dressed himself. "I suppose he thought of it very suddenly. I'm glad Tessie Bear and the Tubby Bears are going." Mrs. Tubby Bear called over the fence to Noddy when she saw him getting out of his car. "Noddy, are you going to Big Ear's party?" "Oh, yes, I had a card this morning," said Noddy, "and the postman said you had too. Why is Big Ears having a party all of a sudden, Mrs. Tubby Bear?" "I really don't know," she said. "But listen, Noddy, you can't go in that dirty shirt. You spilt cocoa all down it." "Dear me, so I have," said Noddy, looking down at his little red shirt. "Well, you hand me all your clothes over the fence this evening," said Mrs. Tubby Bear, "and I'll wash and iron them for you, and remember to brush your red shoes." "Oh, you are kind," said Noddy. "I'll take you to Big Ear's house in my car tomorrow, Mrs. Tubby Bear, and then I'll go back and fetch Tessie Bear. I won't take the Wobbly Man, too, because he can never sit down." Noddy went off happily in his car. How nice it was to have a party to think about. "Oh, I hope there'll be balloons," he thought, "and a cake with candles on. Oh, no, it won't be a birthday party, of course, because Big Ears had a birthday a little while ago. Oh, I do love a party." Mrs. Tubby Bear looked over the fence that night and called to Noddy. "Bring me your dirty clothes," she said. "Coming," called back Noddy, and came out of his front door with a pile of clothes over his arm. He was in his dressing gown, and Mrs. Tubby Bear thought he looked a dear little fellow. "I'll wash them tonight and hang them on the line to dry and iron them first thing in the morning," she said. "And you'll have to be very careful not to get them dirty tomorrow, Noddy." "Oh, I will," said Noddy, nodding his head. "You are kind, dear Mrs. Tubby." Next morning he put on his dressing gown again and went to fetch his clothes. Mrs. Tubby Bear handed them to him, all beautifully clean and smelling of her nice soap. He gave her a hug. "I'll call for you just before 4 o'clock, he said, "and take you and Mr. Tubby up to Big Ears." And away he went to get dressed. He was very careful that day not to get dirty. He nearly forgot once when a funny noise came from underneath his car, and he got out to see to it. He was just about to crawl under the car when he remembered his nice, clean clothes. "Oh, I'm afraid I can't see to you today, little car," he said, getting back into his seat. "So if you've a pain in your tummy, you'll just have to put up with it." "Pop, pop," said the car softly, and didn't make any more noises underneath. Noddy soon picked up a passenger and took him to do his shopping at the market. It was one of the wooden soldiers from the fort with a gun over his shoulder. "Hey, your gun's sticking into my hat," said Noddy. So the soldier put it down by his foot. "Hey, now it's sticking into my shoe," said Noddy, and he pushed the gun away. Bang! It went off, and the car gave such a jump that Noddy and the soldier almost fell out. Noddy's hat flew off into the mud, and he was very, very cross.
"What made you let off your gun?" he said. "Look at my hat, all muddy, and I'm going to a party today." "Well, you let it off," said the soldier. "You hit the trigger when you pushed it away. Quick, don't let's quarrel about it. Here comes Mr. Plod to see what the shooting is about." Sure enough, Mr. Plod was hurrying towards them, wondering what little Noddy was up to now. Letting off guns in the street. Really, whatever next? Noddy shot off at top speed, and the soldier's hat blew off. "Hey, stop! My hat's gone now," he cried. "Well, Mr. Plod'll pick it up and keep it for you," said Noddy with a giggle. "You can go and collect it on the way back." The soldier didn't like the idea of that at all. "I shan't pay you for this ride," he said fiercely. "First you set off my gun, then I lose me hat." "All right, you needn't pay me," said Noddy. You do look funny without your hat. See, here's the market. Hurry up and get out, because I can see someone else wanting me." It was Clockwork Clown. He got into the car, and Noddy drove him to the station. "Could you please wind me up, Noddy, before I catch my train?" he said. "I think my clockwork is running down. I don't want to miss my train." So Noddy wound him up. Clickety, clickety, click. "There you are," said Noddy. "Hurry up now. Here comes that train." The clown paid him 6pence for his ride and a penny for winding him up. Noddy drove away to look for more passengers. It was a busy day, and plenty of people wanted to hire his little red and yellow car. He kept thinking of Big Ear's party. "Oh, I wish he'd asked me 3 or 4 days ago," thought Noddy. "It's so nice to have something lovely to think about for days. I've only had today and yesterday to think about it. What shall I eat at the party? I think I'll start with a little jam tart, and then... Hey, Clockwork Mouse, take your tail out of the road. Do you want it run over?" The Clockwork Mouse was standing on the edge of the pavement talking to Sally Skittle, and he'd forgotten all about his long tail. He swished it quickly off the road, and Noddy drove on, thinking that clockwork mice were really rather stupid, always forgetting their long tails. At 3 o'clock, Noddy went back to his little house to wash and tidy himself for the party. He really did look nice and clean and tidy when he went to call for Mr. and Mrs. Tubby Bear. They were waiting for him. Little Tubby Bear was crying. "I want to come too. Noddy's going. Why can't I come too?" "Well, last time you went to tea with Big Ears, you pulled his cat's tail," said Mrs. Tubby, "and it rushed out and didn't come back that night. I'm not surprised you weren't asked, if that is the way you behave." They left Tubby behind, a sad, fat little bear with tears pouring down his furry nose and dripping round his feet. Noddy felt quite sorry for him. He drove Mr. and Mrs. Tubby Bear up to Big Ear's toadstool house, and then he went to fetch Tessie Bear. She was quite ready too, standing outside the front gate. From inside the house came the sound of angry barking. "That's the Bumpy dog," said Tessie as they drove along. "He hasn't been asked to the party, of course, because of Big Ear's cat, and he's very, very angry. He hasn't licked me once today, he's so upset." "Well, that's a good thing anyway," said Noddy, who thought Bumpy was the lickiest dog he had ever known. "Here we are, Tessie dear. Now for a wonderful party. I do wonder why Big Ears is giving it, don't you?" Big Ears came to welcome them at the door. "You're the last," he said. "Tessie, you look sweet in your party frock. Come along in." Noddy and Tessie went into the toadstool house, and it seemed quite crowded, because there were already 4 people there. The Tubby Bears, Miss Fluffy Cat, and the Wobbly Man. Sitting on a velvet cushion on a little table all to itself was Big Ear's big black cat. It purred very loudly indeed. "Ooh, doesn't Whiskers look grand today, Big Ears?" said Noddy in surprise. "Look at the lovely red ribbon round his neck. He's a very purry cat this afternoon, isn't he?" "Well, it's his birthday, so he ought to feel purry," said Big Ears. "He's such a nice cat that I thought I'd give a party for him. That's why I asked you all to come today." "Oh, many happy returns of the day, Whiskers," cried everyone, and Tessie stroked him till he purred like a bubbling kettle. Noddy thought of a birthday song at once. He sang it to the cat, who was very, very pleased. "Oh, birthday cat, I'll sing you a song. Your eyes are green and your tail is long. You have a coat all soft and furry, and a voice that's nice and purry. Your whiskers, too, are very fine. I sometimes wish that they were mine. Oh, birthday cat, this song's for you, so please be happy all day through.
That's a nice song, said Big Ears. I wish I could sing songs like you, Noddy. Well, what about sitting down and having our tea? I'm afraid you'll have to stand, Wobbly Man, but you don't mind that, do you?
Not a bit. I can easily wobble round the table and help myself, said the Wobbly Man,
and he reached out to take a large piece of cake. He wobbles and gobbles, he sways to and fro, began Noddy, but Big Ears frowned at him.
No, Noddy, no. That song sounds a bit rude, he said. Mrs. Tubby Bear, do have a piece of this jam sandwich. I made it myself, and my cat stirred the mixture for me.
Meow, said the cat proudly. Isn't Whiskers going to have any tea? Asked Tessie Bear.
Well, he's having a tin of sardines with cream poured over them after you've finished, said Big Ears. I don't think you'd like the look of his tea while you're having your tea. Anyway, he likes to sit there and blink at us. He's a wonderful cat, you know, wonderful. I'm very, very fond of him. I don't know what I should do without him.
I know. I feel rather like that about the Bumpy Dog now, said Tessie, taking a chocolate bun. I know he's bumpy and jumpy and licky and barky, but he is so loving, and he really would do anything in the world for me. I shut him up before I came here, of course, and I know he'll be as good as gold and stay there quietly till I... She stopped very suddenly. Everyone lifted their heads and listened. Surely that wasn't a bark in the distance. The cat stood up at once, all its fur rising up in anger. The barking came nearer, and then, good gracious me, someone flung himself against the door, and it flew open, and in gambolled the Bumpy Dog, smiling all over his face. He had come to the party, too. Whiskers gave a flying leap and disappeared out of the window in a flash. Bumpy leapt at him and landed in the middle of the tea table. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Splashes of lemonade, bits of cake all over the place, biscuits flying through the air, a tart landing on the Wobbly Man's head. What a to-do there was! Big Ears was very, very angry. He stormed at the Bumpy Dog in such a loud voice that little Tessie Bear was frightened.
You weren't asked to the party. You frightened my cat away on his birthday, too. Where's my stick? Where's my stick, I say?
The Bumpy Dog didn't understand that he had spoilt the party. He was quite sure that everyone was as pleased to see him as he was to see them. He went round jumping up at them all, licking them lovingly. He was most surprised to see how the Wobbly Man wobbled about when he leapt at him. He thought this was very funny, and he kept jumping at the Wobbly Man and making him wobble to and fro, to and fro. Then Big Ears found his stick. Whack! What a dreadful surprise for the Bumpy Dog. He yelped and ran straight out of the house. Then he came back and looked mournfully through the window, and Tessie began to cry. But Big Ears was cross even with Tessie.
You couldn't have shut that dog up properly, he said angrily. Very careless of you.
Don't you talk to Tessie like that, Big Ears, said Noddy fiercely. I'm ashamed of you. Come along, Tessie. I'll take you home. And he hurried little Tessie Bear to his car and drove her quickly home. He gave her a hug, and she cheered up. I'm going back to Big Ears' house to fetch the Tubby Bears, he said. Don't cry any more. It wasn't your fault, Tessie. Oh, dear, what a horrid end to a lovely party. All the other guests began to walk home, except the Wobbly Man, and he didn't walk. He wobbled, of course. Noddy met them in his car. I shall never, never go and see Big Ears again, he said, and he really meant it. He was cross all that evening, and all the next day, and the next. And then he began to wonder if Big Ears' cat had come back. Whiskers really was a very nice cat, and Big Ears was very fond of him. He said Whiskers kept him from being lonely at night. So, on the third day after the party, Noddy drove his car up to the Toadstool house. It was shut, and there was a notice on the door. Gone away to look for my poor old cat. Oh, dear. So the cat hadn't come back. Noddy saw a small rabbit peeping round a tree. Hey, Bunny, which way did Big Ears go? Do you know?
That way, early this morning,
said the rabbit, pointing.
He was crying, Noddy. He was crying so hard that he couldn't see his way very well, and he rode his bicycle straight into a tree and bumped his head.
Oh, dear, said Noddy. Fancy Big Ears crying. I can't believe it. I feel rather like crying myself now. Well, I'm going after Big Ears. If he's unhappy, he needs a friend, and I'm his friend, and he's mine. So off he went down the woodland path that the bunny had pointed out to him. Pop, pop. Even his car sounded down in the dumps. Over the bumps, down in the dumps, over the bumps, down in the dumps, rattled the wheels. Noddy drove on and on and on. I ought to catch up Big Ears very soon, he thought. A bicycle doesn't go nearly as fast as a car. Ah, here's someone to ask about him. Hey, little doll. A pretty little golden-haired doll looked round. Have you seen an old, rather whiskery brownie in a red hat? Asked Noddy. She smiled and pointed down a little lane.
Yes, he went down there. Look, he asked me the way to Toy Cat Town.
Good gracious, said Noddy, driving off. I suppose he's heard that his cat has gone to live there. Well, I'll soon catch him up. He caught up Big Ears round the very next corner. He saw someone sitting by the side of the road. His bicycle was lying on its side, all twisted. Noddy drove up and jumped out of his car in fright. Big Ears, are you hurt? Big Ears, what's happened? Big Ears looked up and was most astonished to see Noddy.
Hello, he said. No, I'm not much hurt. I fell off my bicycle when it went over a big stone. I'm afraid it's got a bit damaged. I'm looking for my poor old cat.
I'll come and help you, said Noddy. I'll take you to Toy Cat Town. I'll put your bicycle at the back of the car and we'll drive off together.
Oh, Noddy, you are very, very nice to me,
said Big Ears, and he smiled for the first time. Noddy couldn't help hugging him. Now you get in, he said. We'll soon find dear old Whiskers. I'm very, very sorry he had such a fright, Big Ears.
Yes, so am I, said Big Ears. And I'm sorry I was cross with dear little Tessie Bear. I keep on and on thinking how I made her cry, and I feel very unhappy about that.
Well, you can give her a hug and a kiss when you see her next, said Noddy. Then everything will be all right. Come along, off to Toy Cat Town we go. And away they went at top speed, with Big Ears' bicycle jiggling away at the back. It wasn't very far to Toy Cat Town. Noddy drove into it very slowly, on the lookout for Big Ears' old cat. It should be easy to find Whiskers, said Noddy, because all he wears is the big red bow round his neck. He isn't dressed up as these toy cats are. He stopped beside a very grand cat, dressed in check trousers, a green coat, and a top hat. Could you tell me if you've seen a quite ordinary cat here? Asked Noddy. A cat that only says meow or purr or hiss. I don't know any ordinary cats, said the toy cat scornfully. Well, certainly none that say hiss. But I did see a common-looking black cat running through here on 4 paws yesterday. On 4 paws. Fancy that. He didn't even know how to walk properly. I can tell you, he wouldn't be allowed to stay here very long. Big Ears went red in the face and looked angry. Let me tell you this, you silly high and mighty cat, he began, but Noddy wouldn't let him quarrel with a toy cat. He drove on at once, with Big Ears grumbling away down in his whiskers. He stopped beside a dear little kitten cat in a bonnet and fluffy dress. Hello, kitten cat, he said, his head nodding hard. Have you seen a large black cat running along on 4 paws? Oh, yes, said the kitten cat, looking at Noddy with big, wide-open eyes. He was on the way to Wizard Town. I expect he wanted to go and live with a wizard and help him with his magic spells. Black cats are good at that, you know. Big Ears groaned. Wizard Town? We'll never find him there. Oh, my poor old cat. I do hope he's still a cat and not turned into a black beetle or anything."
Noddy looked alarmed. "Oh, surely that couldn't happen," he said. "Thank you, Kitten Cat. You've helped us." The toy kitten waved to them and went on her way. Noddy drove on and soon came to a signpost. One arm said, "Over there." Another one said, "Not far off." The third one said, "Wizard Town." "Well, that's the way to go," said Noddy, and swung his car to the left. Off they went again. It was quite a long way to Wizard Town. "That must be it," said Noddy at last, pointing to some high towers a good way in front of them, towers that seemed to rise up to the clouds. "I don't much like wizards, Big Ears, do you?"
"I don't mind them at all," said Big Ears. "I can always get the better of any wizard, so you needn't worry, Noddy. Hurry up now. I do so want to find my dear old cat."
They came to Wizard Town, and Noddy drove carefully through the long, curving street. Goodness, what a lot of towers there were! Their square or pointed tops rose right to the clouds. "I say, look at that shop," said Noddy, stopping so suddenly that Big Ear's hat slid down on his nose. "It's full of black cats." And so it was. Behind the window glass sat or stood some fine black cats, all with the greenest of green eyes. A card was in the window. "Black cats for sale. Good for help in making spells. Needed by every wizard. Inquire inside."
"Come along quickly. We'll see if my dear old Whiskers is there,"
said Big Ears, and he jumped out of the car so suddenly that he nearly knocked over a wizard in a long flyaway cloak sprinkled with stars. The wizard cried out angrily and raised his long wand as if he was going to make a spell over Big Ears. But Big Ears reached up, took his wand, and broke it in half.
"Don't you try any tricks on me," he said. "I'm Big Ears, the brownie from Toadstool Wood, and I can teach you more spells than you ever knew."
Whoosh! The wizard disappeared at once in a puff of smoke. He was afraid of Big Ears. Noddy stared in surprise and alarm. "I don't think I like this kind of thing," he said to Big Ears. Big Ears took no notice. He looked very determined indeed. He walked into the cat shop and rapped on the counter. A small goblin came running in, bowing.
"I've come about a cat," said Big Ears. "Show me all you have."
Well, what a collection of cats there was in that shop. Big and small, thin and fat, long-tailed and short-tailed. Every one of them had bright green gleaming eyes. One put out a quick paw and scratched Noddy. "Ow! Don't!" said Noddy crossly. "If I were a wizard, I'd never choose you."
"Not one of these cats is the one I'm looking for," said Big Ears sadly. "Did you have a new one in yesterday or 2 days ago?"
"Yesterday we had one," said the goblin, shooing the cats back into the window. "He was big and fat, and he wore a smart red bow and—"
"That's the one! That's my cat!" cried Big Ears in delight. "Where is he?"
"Let me see now,"
said the goblin, opening a big shiny book and running his finger down a column marked cats.
"Oh, yes, the wily wizard bought him for 6pence.
"6pence? He was worth a fortune!" cried Big Ears angrily. "6pence? I never heard of such a thing."
"Well, the cat didn't seem to mind," said the goblin, grinning. "He went off with old Wily, purring like anything. That's the 19th cat the wily wizard has had."
"Well, what happened to the others?"
said Big Ears, astonished.
"Oh, various things," said the goblin. "When spells go wrong, you know, anything may happen to the cat. One turned into a mouse and ran down a mouse hole, but it still kept its mew, so no other mouse would be friends with it. And another time a cat made a mistake in a spell and shot off to the moon. I saw it go by in the air. Whiz."
"I don't like this at all," said Big Ears, very worried. "Noddy, we'll have to find Whiskers at once. Where does the wily wizard live, Goblin?"
"Oh, well, you see that hill?" said the goblin, pointing. "Well, there's a house there with a tower. You can see it shining from here. That's where old Wily lives, but be careful of him. He's a tricky one, as wily as his name."
"I'm a match for any wizard," said Big Ears, and tramped out of the shop, looking worried again. "Drive to the wily wizard's, Noddy," he said, "and be quick. I don't want to see my old cat whizzing off to the moon at any minute. Oh, dear, why did that bumpy dog have to frighten him away like that? What a dog! They drove to the wily wizard's house and stopped outside. Big Ears hooted loudly. Pop, pop, pop. Someone looked out of the window. It was the wily wizard, rather small and bent, with very sharp eyes indeed. He came running out. "Who are you? Is this your car? Ah, I always wanted a car like that," he said. "Let me have a ride, will you? Yeah, that's lovely. Let me drive myself. Ah, is this the horn? Pop, pop. What a wonderful car. Do let me drive. I can—" "Wait a minute, wait a minute," said Big Ears, pushing the wizard away from the car. "I've come to—" "Oh, I hope you'll come to sell me the car," said the wizard. "I hope you have. Just what I want. What a beauty, eh? What a beauty. Just listen to the horn, too, eh? Pop, pop, pop." "Don't keep tooting the horn," said Big Ears crossly, "and stop talking. I want to talk." "Well, talk away, my dear fellow, talk away," said the wizard, tooting the horn again. He pushed Noddy out and sat in the driving seat. "Just the right size for me. I never saw such a fine little car. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, wonderful. I tell you, Brownie, it's just what I've been looking for. And I'll—" "If you don't stop talking and listen to me, I'll put a spell on you and turn you into a gramophone," shouted Big Ears. "I want to know where my cat is." "Your cat? Well, how should I know?" said the wizard, and tooted the horn again. "How much do you want for this car? I'll buy it. I'll buy it this very minute. I never saw such a car in my life. It's the very—" "Noddy, stay here and see that he doesn't try and drive the car away," said Big Ears in despair. "I'm going into the house to look for my cat." He left the wizard talking non-stop to Noddy and ran into the house. There was one enormous room in it, with a blue-flamed fire burning in the middle. Round it sat 5 cats, watching the flames, but not one of them was Big Ears' cat. "What spell is this?" asked Big Ears, astonished, as the blue flames changed to green. Little silver balls began to rise in the air and then fell back into the flames with the sound of tiny bells. The cats stared at him and didn't answer. Their green eyes shone like small lamps. Then, as he watched, they all stood up, arched their backs, and marched solemnly round the strange fire. Then they sat down again. "Well, I hope my cat has something better to do than march round a silly green fire," said Big Ears, and went to a steep, curving flight of stairs that led up into the tall, pointed tower. "Sss," hissed all the cats, looking at Big Ears as if to warn him. "Oh, so you don't want me to go up the stairs?" said Big Ears. "Why not? Well, I'm going." And up the stone stairway he went, 2 at a time. "Whiskers! Whiskers! Puss, puss! Where's my old cat?" called Big Ears as he tore up the stairs, and almost at once he heard an answer. "Meow, meow." Big Ears opened a door, and there, sitting beside another fire, this time with purple flames, was dear old Whiskers, all alone. He sprang up on Big Ears' shoulder and purred and rubbed his head against his face. "Oh, my dear old Whiskers! Oh, my fat, furry old friend!" said Big Ears, 2 big tears running down his cheeks. The cat licked them away with a small pink tongue. He purred again and rubbed his head lovingly against Big Ears. "You'll come home with me, won't you, Whiskers, eh?" said Big Ears. "Come along, then. We'll go back and have another party. And if the bumpy dog ever dares to frighten you again, I'll turn myself into an enormous dog and chase him. Come along, Noddy's downstairs." So down they went, the cat in Big Ears' arms, still purring loudly. All the cats round the fire looked up in surprise. One began to say, "Meow," very loudly, but just then the time came for them all to march solemnly round the fire again. It had little stars jumping out of it now, and one cat was catching them in a small box. "Very clever," said Big Ears, "but my cat's not going to learn tricks like that. He's clever at catching mice, and that's all I care about." He walked out to the car, and Noddy gave a squeal of delight when he saw the big cat in Big Ears' arms. "Oh, you found him! Oh, good, Big Ears, I'm so glad. Can you get the wizard out of my car? I can't get a word in. He's been talking all the time you've been gone. Just listen to him." "And I suppose he doesn't use much petrol," the wizard was saying. "Doesn't need much cleaning either, yes. I can easily make a garage for it to sleep in. I know a spell for that." "Get out, please, and let me get in," said Big Ears. "I want to take my cat home." Your cat? What nonsense! Cried the wizard, suddenly seeing the cat. He's mine. I bought him for sixpence, and he wasn't worth it either. Doesn't even know how to watch a spell. I'm in the middle of training him, as a matter of fact. You put that cat down, or I'll turn him into an elephant. Then you'll find it difficult to carry him home, eh? Ha 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 ha! You will do nothing of the sort, said Big Ears fiercely. Oh, I will, said the wizard, and to Noddy's dismay he chanted a few curious words, and goodness gracious, a little elephant's trunk began to grow out of the cat's nose. No, no, cried Big Ears. Stop! I won't have my cat turned into an elephant or anything else either. Here's sixpence. That's what you paid for him. No, I'm not selling him, said the wizard, but I'll exchange him for something else I want. What is it you want? I'll give you anything, even my toadstool house or my bicycle, said Big Ears. Pooh, I don't want those, said the wizard. No, give me this little car, and you can have your cat. No, certainly not, shouted Noddy, and he pushed the wizard right out of the car. Bump! Wiley jumped up, grabbed the cat from Big Ears, and ran indoors. Big Ears looked so shocked and upset that Noddy couldn't bear it. He rushed after the wizard. Hey, you can have my car. You can have it. Let Big Ears have his cat. Well, what do you think of that? Big Ears could hardly believe it. Generous little Noddy. Kind, unselfish little Noddy. Big Ears couldn't think of enough nice things to say about him. The wily wizard came back with Noddy, smiling all over his face. He handed the cat to Big Ears, who solemnly gave him sixpence, much to Noddy's surprise. Then he turned to Noddy. Get my bicycle off the back. I'll ride it, and you can stand behind me with the cat on your shoulder. Hurry now. Can't I say goodbye to my dear little car? Said Noddy very sadly, lifting down the bicycle. No, said Big Ears, sitting on the saddle and handing the cat to Noddy. Now, come along. And away they rode on the bicycle, Big Ears in front and Noddy behind him with the big cat purring on his shoulder. Poor Noddy. He had never felt so sad in his life. His dear little car. It didn't belong to him any more. It belonged to the wizard. They hadn't gone very far down the road when Big Ears stopped. Cheer up, little Noddy, he said. I know a magic, too, though I don't use it much nowadays. Hold the cat firmly. Now, watch. He drew a little circle in the dust at his feet and stepped into it. He began singing some strange words, and then, to Noddy's enormous surprise, he began to hoot like a car. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. And almost at once there came an answering call. Pop, pop, pop. That sounds like my car, said Noddy, his face shining with delight. Oh, listen, I can hear it rattling down the hill. And there it is, coming round the corner. But the wizard's in it, Big Ears, the wizard's in it. Now what shall we do? Nothing, said Big Ears. The car knows what to do. There, what did I tell you? The little car stopped so very suddenly that it almost stood on its two front wheels, and whoosh! The wizard shot out into the road. He rode over and over and over, talking at the top of his voice all the time. The car ran quickly over to Noddy. Big Ears got in with his cat, and Noddy threw the bicycle onto the back of the car. Then he jumped into the driver's seat and drove away at top speed. Big Ears called out to the astonished wily wizard, who was still sitting down in the road. I paid you sixpence for the cat, so we don't owe you anything. Did you really think I'd be silly enough to let you have the car? Go back and make a spell to grow yourself a few brains, Wily. Oh, Big Ears, I've got my little car back after all, said Noddy, too delighted for words. I love my car just as much as you love your cat. And yet you gave it up, so that I might have my dear old Whiskers back again, said Big Ears, cuddling his cat. If we weren't going at 60 miles an hour, Noddy, I'd hug you like a bear. You're the best friend I've ever had. Oh, Big Ears, you do say nice things, said Noddy, nodding his head joyfully. Everything's right again, isn't it? Well, not quite, said Big Ears. I'm going to buy Tessie a new dress to make up for being cross with her. And I'm going to buy the bumpy dog a big bone to make up for spanking him with my stick. And I'm going to give another party for my very best friend and ask everyone again.
A party for me, said Noddy. Oh, Big Ears, I was so sad. I thought everything was spoilt, but it isn't. It's lovely to have friends when things go wrong, isn't it, Big Ears? I've such a lot. I'm very, very lucky. And he sang a joyful little song all the way home. Big Ears joined in, and so did the cat. Even the little car said, "Pop, pop," at the right moment. Oh, I'm very lucky because you see so many people are friends with me. And when I'm in trouble and feeling sad, there's always someone to make me glad. Pop, pop, says my car in its friendly way. Good morning, says Big Ears, it's such a nice day. Meow, says his cat, and purrs on my knee. And Tessie Bear's always as sweet as can be. Miss Fluffy Cat smiles, and the Tubby Bears too. And Bumpy Dog's loving the whole day through. Oh, I'm very lucky because you see so many people are friends with me. We can't help being friends with you, Noddy. You're such a nice little fellow.